Hello? Whoa. Oh, that's just me. Hello. Let me adjust some things still because everything wants to break. I'm glad at the very least that the stream went well for the concert and like all these problems aren't showing up in the past. I literally, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Think. I haven't streamed so long, I forgot what the name of the program was that I used for consolidated chat. I hella forgot what it was called. What was it called? What was it called? No, it wasn't called that. Well, I can't find it, so I'm just gonna have to pull up the chat separately. Are you the only one? Perhaps. Well, that's okay. Sometimes that's all it is. All it is. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I can put those there. And then this I can minimize. I never got to make the tweets. Tweets, plural. Plural. Control C. Ding. Post. Computer, post that picture. Please and thank you. Don't mind your P's and your Q's, even with a computer. Or else. They'll be sad. At the very least. Let's see. I hope the internet cooperates. It might not. I'll be real honest. It might not. It's been like terrible. Maybe because it's like the Christmas season that the internet has been terrible. Because everyone's getting like random ass devices for Christmas, where like for some reason they all need a Wi-Fi connection. Like, come on, your microwave does not need its own Wi-Fi connection. It doesn't need to know where it is. It doesn't need to know what time it is via the internet. It doesn't need to do any of that. It just needs to heat up your food. Like, maybe have some power settings, you know? Like, have it be like, oh, strong, or like power level over 9,000 or some shit. Something. But it does not need its own Wi-Fi. It does not. Alright. So these are the past Christmas bunnies that I can pull up right now. I need to pull up the other ones. Oops. This one was 2019. Wow, that was forever ago. That was all the time. All the time since the internet wants to be silly, funny. Haha. I literally have no choice but to power through. Let it know who its master is. That I am the one who says I'm using this much bandwidth today, and you have no choice. You have no choice but to let me use all this fucking bandwidth. Let's see. From here, and then look up bunny. Should have to use like the advanced search. I should would prompt that first. Actually, now I think about it, would the YouTube chat refresh at all? Oh no, does he want to refresh? Okay, it's the same chat. Let me just pop it up again. YouTube has a really good like connection disconnection protection, but what's it called? Twitch really doesn't. It does not. Anyway, I gotta find this damn bunny. Where is it? She doesn't have a name. I've been drawing her for what, like 5 years at this point, and she still doesn't have a name. She's just the Christmas bunny from these. Mentioning any of these words. Let's do redraw. I think if I do redraw, it'll be better. For some reason it's not there. Maybe top. it's not. I need to redraw some of these older stuff though. These other unrelated things. Oh my god! Super cute drawing that a classmate drew for me. But I redrew it like in 2019. Christmas? Christmas? Here we go. Okay. 2023. What year are we in? 2024. Greenbush? Merry Christmas. Love how that still lives on. Alright, here's the actual through the years of the Christmas bunny. Oh wait, it's more than 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 years. It's about to be 7 years. Isn't that crazy? 7 whole years? 7 years. Marty Gramble. Merry Christmas. This just didn't sound like anything at the end. We have 2017, 2018, 2019. You can see the pose has changed quite a bit, as have other aspects, but we'll see if that continues. The only thing now is that I'm conflicted if I want to keep like the pose that I did last year, or if I want to like do a different pose. I might want to do a different pose. Well, I have to let me look up some pose references to see what inspires me. It's supposed to be like a benchmark, sort of. I think it would be good to update it. Kind of like a pose like this. Doesn't show what it is. Asset growth. Yes. A very particular asset growth. I think it looks good, damn it. Being honest. Let's do screen size and then I'll just rotate it. Make it a little bit wider, maybe. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. Watch this shit. A gesture pen. Will that be nice? Okay. Let me actually pull maybe this to the side. This side? No, this side. I'm feeling this side for the reference. Doesn't have to be big. I just have to see it. Seeing is believing. Kind of like Santa Claus. Just go to the mall. You'll see Santa. He's real. The heart behind the assets. Absolutely. Absolutely. A very big heart. Just like the Grinch. Whose heart grew, what was it, 12 sizes or something? That's kind of insane. I actually should have killed him, shouldn't have? God, I haven't drawn all day. Gosh, I'm feeling so rusty. All of the commissions I'm doing right now are past the sketch phase, so I haven't been sketching. I've just been like doing line art and stuff. Feels like I haven't drawn in forever. If I've ever. Oh yeah, anyway, that should have killed the Grinch, shouldn't have? Exploded later that night. There isn't a sequel. But he's still up and Adam. He's at a up and Adam? Who's Adam? Still up and at M. I said it right. I just like, I'm strong. Strong in what aspect? Holy shit, is that Goku? Nah, I concede. I can't beat Goku. At least not where it matters. What was the most recent versus Goku? Oh, you know what it was? Who is them? Up and at them. That's you. Then. Hi. Okay. Okay. How deep are you guys into like random ass TikToks? Because there's this account that is like all AI generated content. As in like the assets are. I mean, there's clearly like someone writing it, but it's like very clear that they're using. Actually, it's this whole thing. It's this entire thing. But they're like a company based in like I guess Southern California, where they do is like generate like pet art that's AI generated, and they have like their own like universe, right? Like a character universe. It's called Momo Sasa Pet Universe. That's what it's called, right? And I remember because of the Goku thing, there was a video. Kind of sad, but you know, it is what it is. They had a video where it was Goku visiting the Momosasa Pet Universe, and they were all like, guys, they're like, thanks Goku for coming, and he was like, yeah, and I was like, all right guys, let's all challenge Goku, and it was like Goku versus like whatever character here, and he challenged a few characters, until he got to like one of the characters, which was like a dog, that was like apparently like the security of like the Momosasa Pet Universe. Well, her ears are much bigger. I kind of think it's cute though. And then it was like, oh, the dog won, yeah. And then it cuts, like hard cuts to rest in peace to this dog. Like it has like an IRL picture, like not AI generated. This is a real dog. An IRL picture of the dog, and it was like rest in peace to the security team of Momosasa Pet Universe. And I was like, holy shit, did Goku kill him? Like the hard cut from fighting Goku to rest in peace, even though it did say that the dog won the fight versus Goku, the hard cut between that fight to rest in peace made it seem almost like Goku took the dog out like IRL. And that's that. I thought it was strange. Strange. I mean, beyond the whole like everything is AI generated. Wow, what's like this? Well, fighters lose in the end, yeah. In the end, he might have been able to beat Goku, but he couldn't outrun death. Sad. Super sad. Not Super Saiyan. Super sad. Let's see. Review these poses real quick. Maybe this pose kind of like hybrid pose. Pose for the fans. Meow. Has never played a Rhythm Heaven game ever. Not because I wouldn't want to. I just never had it. I just never had it. Go squares. Square mode. Be there, be square. I don't like perspectives like this. Can I do that though? Can I win against perspective? This. Like this sort of like perspective where it kind of like cups. Like this. It's like it has to kind of sink. Sink? Yeah, wait, I don't know if I've ever said this on stream. You guys know what a heat sink is for a computer? Excuse me. Guitar and DJ Hero years ago. I've never played Guitar Hero or any of the related ones. Never came to my plate through the years. Especially now, I think. Well, they have like the legacy thing where people like made it, like make maps and stuff. But in the older games, I think, what is it, like sometimes getting the guitar can be expensive if you get it from like resellers or something of the sort. Anyway. A heat sink. A heat sink. Heat sink for like a computer? Hold on, I have to double check it. Heat sink. The internet's so bad I can't even Google anything. For drawing out heat, yes. So for the longest time, because all I knew was that it was related to computers, I always thought that it was spelled like this. Because I didn't necessarily know what it was. I just knew it had something to do with the heat, but I didn't know what it was. So I always thought it was this and not this. Like, I know what it is now, so this makes like 100% but it used to be this in my head. And I'm wondering if that is the same at all for any other person. I'm sure it's not a completely unique experience. Like on the CPU and stuff, yeah. Yeah, I've seen people like replace a thermal paste and like like replace those and stuff like that. Now I know. Back in the day. Oh, this looks nice. Back in the day, that's all I knew was the name, and I never saw anyone like write it out. And I think that's like a common thing for like a variety of words, that if you've never see them written out, you just like assume it looks like something. Yeah, because it's very much computer vocabulary, even if it's like more digital than it is physical. I have like a very vivid memory of being a kid taking a test, like a state test, and it was like the written portion, and I kept looking at like same those words, like I don't know their name, but like, you know, like A and B, these sort of like short like connecting words. And there was one I kept looking at, and then I looked at it for so long that it didn't look like a word anymore. And I seriously thought I wasn't able to continue with the test because my brain was so fried at trying to remember that it was an actual word. Like in school you saw it a lot. Oh. That's definitely useful. I feel like knowing how to repair computers is like a bigger skill these days. Especially since there's still a large population of like older people who don't know anything about computers, let alone how to like get in there and like adjust things physically. I mean, they already struggle with it, like the digital component of like changing settings. Because even if they read instructions, it's about like being familiar with vocabulary and like where it would be and stuff like that. Wow, this is a kind of like, it's too much. The torso's too short. Let's see, hand pose. Zooms out. Let me see. Breathe into the mic for no fucking reason. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Everyone's celebrating Christmas today anyway. So Merry Christmas. Let's just pretend it is. Actual day. Hi, bunny cat. Cat? Sorta. It is a Christmas outfit with a bunny suit motif. But the drawing is an actual bunny. Bunny. Your favorite look of yours today? Thank you. It is one of my favorites too. Here, I'll zoom out and do the full fit. I like to do it every now and then so people can see. They have so many costumes. Here's the full fit. The cute little shoes. Lovely tights. The black. Wait, the tights are black. The leotard is white. And then look, there's sparkles. Wait, back up, cat. This isn't about you. It's about me. There's sparkles on like the tights and I call it just a flap, but that's not what it is. And I have claws. I have braids. My beautiful teeth. What? Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! And eat all the little stream avatars. And then the MEOW on top has horns and a little bell. Ain't that cute? This model does have a tail. It's just on the back, and it's a short, like, think like a bobcat tail. Actually, yeah, wait, do bobcats have like mini tails? Do they? It's like a bobcat, like domestic bobcat and bobtailed cat. It's like that. It's like that. That sort of tail. You just can't see it. Kind of useless now using XP. Oh my god, yeah. Those are old. Windows 7 was a big guy, crazy. But you know, there are still a lot of companies that use like Windows 7 for purely dead art. Oops. Like I'm hitting things and I can hear everything. Let me see. Filters. It is on. I guess I'm just being super freaky loud. Super freaky deaky loud. Stump tail? Yeah. It's like one of like how's a butt? It's like one of these tails. Kinda like a bunny tail. Throws pants on it. See, it's silly. That's pants. It's pants. Alright. Let me continue with this. This could be like one of those like broken back ass poses if I'm not careful. Which is fine. I saw this one beautiful artwork that at this point I actually don't remember what character it was. I don't think I knew what the character was, or like I wasn't into the fandom, but there was like a pose that it was in, and it was like one of these poses, and in order to show like the entire butt, because pretend it was actually pretty similar to this one, except this was maybe more tilted this way. But in order to show like the entire butt, they basically like broke the back. Here's the tail, here's the butt. They broke the back, and you can see like the entire back part, and it's like just like completely wrong perspective. But because of like how they manipulated like the angle of the entire form, it actually wasn't super noticeable until you actually like took a good look at it. If you just like glance into it, it was like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's a little backbreaking, but then it's like it gets worse if you keep looking at it. But that's what a good anatomy is. You get so good at it that eventually you just break the rules. Because everything looks good, there's like it's no biggie. No one's gonna complain. I mean, people will complain, but the people who complain the most tend to be non-artists or like beginner artists. Because breaking the rules is okay. No one, like, you can literally do whatever the hell you want. Okay, this is just gonna end up being a standing pose. Maybe I'll do it like kind of gacha-y. Like gacha art. I'm kind of into that kind of look lately. Of like, if it looks like a Grand Blue unit or something like that. So Grand Blue art is like super complicated. Complicated? Yeah, complicated. Complex. Complicated versus complex. Complicated kind of like feels like it implies that it's bothersome, and then complex is like intellectual kind of thing. Get away with it a lot? Yeah, exactly. And they're like industry pros for real. For eel. I want like a little bit of perspective on this. A little bit of perspective. Some dynamic aspect to it. Okay, this head looks way too small in comparison to the rest of it. These ears are gonna get huge though. Wow, this looks so good. You wouldn't think I haven't drawn in a while. At least like the pose. The pose looks pretty cool. Maybe this is too big. It's better. This. And then how am I doing the hands? She has candy cane up, usually. Do like middle like this. Beep, 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 beep. Single looping Christmas BGM. Does she have gloves? She does. She doesn't have paw gloves. I try not to give her any, although I'm tempted. Wah wah. trying to figure out this perspective hand pose. I want to do like the one I'm looking at. I'm doing the pose IRL. The thumb is outwards, so it would be like hold on. This. No, and it would curl in. This. And I think this would go upwards. Does this make sense? The finger perspective is gonna be strange, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This thumb. I ain't like this. I really like this. It's kind of upwards. I had the hiccup count. Let me fix that. We had a whole year of hiccups. What do we have it as? 12. There's my little book. My little pen. 12. So last month was what? November? Let's see. I hear the book. November was 12. And so we'll start the total for December. It's kind of like a really skewed metric though, since I've only streamed twice so far. And one of them was a concert. Let's see. Hiccups. Set. I think it was about 3 this time. 3. There you go. Anyway, continue with this weird hand. It's gonna look like this. Because it's like the thumb. And then for the candy cane, this looks cool, but I don't know. It does triangulate it a bit. It covers the ears, and then the ears just crop the hand, which is not a bad idea for me, but should this one also be? Let's see. Backwards perspective. Like this. Just like this, and then that thumb would be inwards. No, outwards. No, inwards, because the top of the hand. And then the candy cane somewhere? It's a crazy perspective to pull off. It's not even that visually interesting of a foreshortening, but it's still foreshortening. Why not? Maybe like this. Good old reliable. That's the pose I want to avoid in the first point. First bit? First point? First place. That's the word. Okay, and then let's do fist. Lower this a little bit. And then this. A little too curved. See? This. Glove. Be closer. It should be like this. This. I actually think this hand is like too big. Let me save this because it looks really good. It won't look very good if I just lose it completely. 20, 24, Xmas, funny. There you go. The back arm, but holding a giant candy cane. I thought so. Let me try that one. I thought about it, but I wasn't sure if that was what I wanted. You never know what you want, though. Let's see. Then I have to like grab it when you grab something like this. Moves my arm back. The thumb is below this. Just do like a block. And if the thumb is below, then this would be like this. No, wait. That would be. The thumb would be below. I do see it. I do see it. Maybe a little bit less for hurting. Oops. I should have done a different layer. Hold on. I can compare it. This one's cute. See? I think I definitely keep this one better. Let me do the legs and see how it edits the perspective. Actually, oops. Let me do this real quick. I don't think it's on there anymore. Bing. There you go. Leg pose. Leg poses have all been with like folded knee. I kind of have no choice but to do that. I mean, I could just not, but I think it looks good with this perspective. And minimize it again. Can I change the BGM and then have it not be like overpowering? Should be fine. Let me know if the BGM is louder than me. It shouldn't be necessarily. It should be equals. At the very least. Classic anime ass perspective. I mean, these are all like very anime classic poses anyway. Lower this mic. Pretty soft? Okay. If it's too soft, let me know. Easier to hear if I'm not speaking though. I have my mic pretty high. I always spice this up a little bit. Like bending it more. Having her bend the hell out of her torso. And let me see if I can make this like something else. Another like that. No, if they both got the same side, that's strange. Keep it like this. She also doesn't even wear shoes. She just has her stocking on. Wait. This is like a standing pose. What if I make it like a sitting pose? I'm gonna raise it more. This is P talking BGM volume. Okay. Okay. Thank you. That definitely is like the constant thing I'm fighting, is that like certain things for the BGMs, there's always certain aspects that are way too loud. You have to live with them. Let's see. I'm gonna make it like gacha-y, then I'm gonna add other elements. So she could be like this. And be on like a president or some shit. Your people talking in the back, just in case. That's my family. We all speak so loud. Despite how soft I'm sounding at the moment. It's because I'm trying not to compete with their volume. Let's see. Like this? No. More reclining, maybe? More butt? More cheeks? What else is like very Christmassy? Like reindeers? If I add a reindeer to this. Strange. Presents, candy canes, ribbons. Control S. Bells, for sure. Just it. Twisting the hell out of it to see if it makes it more dynamic. I mean, theoretically, a little bit. A wreath. Oh, mistletoe. She technically has it in her hair. It would be cute in the outside world, maybe. This. Should this like be more reclined? That's kind of cute. Wait, okay. This makes it look like she's more reclined. We're gonna do more reclined pose. Also, my head is like the biddies aren't big. They need to be bigger. That's fine. It's because they're pushed up. That's why they don't look that big. My perspective is all weird. Stop messing with it. No, stop messing with it. Anyway. Like this. And then she has like these. Okay. In the background on a separate thing. How big do you need them? Hiccup. I like the size they were here in last year's drawing. And again, it could just be this size, but like they're kind of pushed upwards. And if I exaggerate too much, they're technically going to be bigger than this. So I'm learning to leave it. Leave it. I can always just make the adjustments in the actual line art stage anyway. Okay, if she's like reclining, then do like present here. Yeah. And then not a bow. Like one of these like weird like triangle tinsel bows. I always draw a present like the classic, like the one stripe way like that. That's good, thank you. See what happens when you just keep experimenting. But I always draw bows like, or like presents with this one stripe, but like presents don't really look, pretzels? Pretzels? Presents don't really look like that anymore. And if they do, it's like printed on. Let's do another one. I'm trying not to do too many tangent lines. Like a sack. Sometimes there are present sacks. I mean, famously, Santa Claus has one, right? He has a sack. Yeah, he does. He has a sack of presents. A bag, a sack, a bushel, a bundle, a potato sack. The sack is just the words used again. Like this. 1, 2. Even at the perspective here, I'm gonna do like a teddy bear or something. Looks like a little monkey. Like the Paul Frank guy. Is that his name? Full of goods? Yes. Presents for me and you. You and me. Paul Frank, was that his name? The little monkey that was like sassy as hell. Like the early, mid 2000s. Actually, I think it might have been mid 2000s. Early. Mid 2000s, I'm thinking 2005, 2010. That's what I think when I say mid 2000s. I can't remember either. It's all vibes anyway. Let's see. And then because I'm making this like gotcha-y, what else could I add like faded in the background? I guess like candy canes. And they'll be like extra faded. Maybe like a tree. And they'll be like a nice opaque white or something. Or transparent white? Very transparent. Maybe do like a red fabric or something. And like imagine like, what's it called? Garland, I guess. I don't know, we'll see once they get there. This. Move this perspective this way. Okay, and now let's do draft the eyes. Control S. And the previous expressions have been pretty consistent. With like playful kind of. They're all been like winks. I mean the initial two are such outliers. It's actually kind of crazy how different these two are from each other. Especially this one, like what the hell? What happened here? And then the jump from these two is also really distinct. I don't think I was in tip-top shape 2018, that's for sure. But then they've kind of all like kept a lot of similarities as you go on from there. Like there are differences in like line weight and shading, but they're generally pretty consistent. Control S. Zooms out. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Buffering. Here. Do. Even now, I tend to use a couple eye shapes. I'm never really certain which one I like more. I like doing this like curve of the eye. It's cute. Make this smaller. General to specific. Make her more smug this year. No. Needs to look cute and inviting. Vintage animation, like old anime. Let me look. Think about like the eye shape and like the weird ass proportions. I think also the line art color being like red is like way more noticeable in this one. Actually, it's kind of like a red purple maroon. Way more noticeable there in 2017. This way. It's actually really freaky diggy cute. It's so cute. Okay, I think I'm done. Control us and let's start the line art. I probably won't have time to finish it because it's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas! It's Christmas Eve. 60s, 70s anime, yeah. When the proportions were like way more exaggerated. And they kind of give like crispy. Like kind of crispy. But yeah, I probably won't be able to finish it today. I'll be going somewhere. Hopefully on Christmas Day, I guess. Like gacha, it does. That's the goal. Gacha art's cool. I kind of like it. Clearly, I think it gives it a cool factor to it. If it's like characters that aren't in a gacha, like if you do like I guess like fan art or something of like a character you like that isn't in a gacha game and you make it look like gacha, it's like, whoa, it's like a fantasy, right? That your favorite gacha game will put your favorite character in their game kind of thing. I also like how they incorporate like background elements without having it be entirely background. I think it's really cool. I think it's also very approachable as someone who doesn't do backgrounds very often. Christmas gacha skin, yeah. Super cool. He's so cool, Chris Pratt. The way the fucking Garfield movie that they came out was just like an ad for Olive Garden, basically. Not surprised. I didn't watch it because it's not true to my Garfield canon. That's not how it was. That's not Garfield. Chris Pratt isn't Garfield. No matter what they want you to believe. I was able to overlook the Mario one because it was like, okay, it's not like really Mario. The props bit in the ground? Yeah, exactly. I wonder if I should save my voice because they might want me to do karaoke later. No, I don't know any Christmas karaoke. I sang like 10 songs yesterday for the Christmas stream. Oh, yesterday? No, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I definitely made the hairpins bigger this year. I'm pretty sure mistletoe has like cuts in it, maybe. Few actors and everything, legit. It's the same few guys in every single movie, and then like that's like the selling point. But it's like I don't think it needs to sell like that. But it's to appeal to like the general masses. But do they actually give a fuck? Like, do they actually care? Like, I doubt your average, like, 40-year-old mother taking her, like, 10-year-old and her, like, 5-year-old to a movie is gonna give a shit that Chris Pratt is voicing Garfield. Like, I don't think she'll care. And the kids will care even less. Unless they like superhero shit. And they're like, oh my god, it's Star-Lord. But he hasn't been Star-Lord in a while, hasn't he? Seriously, because they used prosthetics and he acted way different. Yeah, there's some actors of those that they keep reusing that do have like variety in what they do and like in their acting. But most of them really don't. When cartoon go bonk, yeah. Basically it. Like, do they really gotta put Aquafina in every fucking movie? And she plays the same fucking character in every movie? Wait, the hand goes here. Like, she was in the Migration movie that came out like earlier this year or last year. She played like a pigeon. And then she was in The Little Mermaid and she played like a seagull. And I swear she has one more role where she plays a bird. I swear she does. Swear. I think I saw a movie with her interview. Wait, no, it wasn't the bird. She was the fucking what do you call it? The secondary protagonist in the Kung Fu Panda movie. As like the ragtag like thief fox. I think she was a fox. And again, it just felt like that's fucking Aquafina. Because they cast her as like the same fucking character. And then in Jurassic Park and she just straight up the same roles ever. I bet. Basically, like a lot of these, like, I guess at this point they're kind of legacy actors because they've been in it for a while. Even though there's still much older actors, but when you think of actors for like from like the 2000s to maybe the 90s, especially now, they're playing so much of the same stuff. Jack Black's getting lazy like that? Yeah. His whole bit is like, look, I'm Jack Black. But it's like, bro, I know you have an actor's soul. You're a thespian deep down. Change your character. But I think also these like casting things are casting them to be themselves anyway. So it's like they don't really have like an incentive to go crazy with it. Like, okay, Jack, we want you to be Jack. It's okay. That's easy. Because he's still like a funny, silly guy, but it's like doesn't make for anything new. Do this. Try not to make too much of a tangent here. Tangent line. Erase. And then I want the booba like this. This is like round booba, which is nice. Nice. I like it when it has like a more natural shape though. But for this like perspective type, it doesn't really call for it. It's unnatural anywhere. Anyway, how about I do anyway? It's like a shelf. Elf on the Shelf. I never grew up with that. Control S. I only found about it maybe like a few years ago. And a few years, I mean probably like 6 years ago, 7. Hello, hi. Just for monologue while wearing his Ernest Goes outfit, real talent. I'll do a little something different. Erase. Like, no, this needs to be like this. Then if it's like the armpit here, hold on, this, I need to think about the armpit. It's important to connect your muscles, your muscles. Actually, let me do this on a different layer because this can get messy real fast. Yes. Yes. Maybe like 2. Rounder. I feel like a lot of perspective stuff like this looks really nice when it's like shading, making these lines, but I'm not shading right now. Follow the line art, bro. It's not that hard. I say to myself. Does the curled up fingers next. This looks like fucking line art. Look how like stiff the lines are. They tell you like one of the good line art advice is like to like treat it like it's not line art. Because if you do treat it like line art, then it tends to be stiff. Make it become alive? Yeah. It's like the last step. Unless you like do painting. Then you can kind of do that interchangeably with certain steps, but generally speaking, it's one of the last things. Anyway, oops. No, I always fuck up the last bits when I do these fluffy things. I make the fluffs weird. Also, it's not this fluffy. It's a little fluffy. Oops. S. Like this. Yeah, okay. I think the shading will help. So I'll leave it. Like this. This is the wrong pen. Wait, what happened? How did this pen get so thick? Was this not the pen I was using? What the hell? Somehow it like grew a few sizes. Like the Grinch's heart. What the hell? This is so Christmas. Yoshi and I really hard lines, but not line art, just super crisp. Let me look them up. Yoshi. Wait. Well. He clearly has a favorite subject. Super crisp, definitely. It's one of those things where it's like, it's so expertly chosen where there really doesn't need to be shading. Or is it one of them? Like there's minimal shading and you only use a lot of like core shadows. Like this really hard shadow here and these really hard shadows here. And like the subtle ones on this line right here. And then these right here. I just sneeze. Oh my god. Okay. but it's clear that he's choosing. What was it? There was a classmate of mine in my painting class who had said, "Let's have to get it right, because the order matters." Value does all the work, and color gets all the credit. Yeah. So value, because he's using such different values. Here he has 3 values: this light, this middle, and this dark. But at first glance, you can definitely chop it up to the color, because these are only like 2 colors. And you'd be like, oh, he chose the colors really well. But in reality, what he chose was the values. If we turn it into black and white, you can see, this is the 3rd one right there. He's limiting the values, and even if it's in black and white, it still looks really good. Can you tell I have a background in art with the way I just started fucking talking about this? And like formal art critiques and stuff. But yeah, look at this. All these limited values. Value does all the work, color gets all the credit. I've been thinking about that since the classmate said that, because I knew value was important, but I didn't think about how color takes credit if you have like a really good like color palette, but it's actually the value still doing the work. And Grayson that adds color after, that's so expert. So expert level. I think that really is like a weird, not weird, but like a very specific thing that distinguishes like certain levels of art like knowledge. Because I never really ever do grayscaling myself, and it's really clear that I don't from any complex piece that I do. Dude, this boob looks so round. What the hell? Let's push it back. Sorry, it's too round. Makes it rounder. Because this doesn't look round anymore. That's why. Anyway, yeah, grayscaling is really good. That's why a lot of concept artists do it, because it's kind of like imperative to the work. I think the armpit should probably go inwards more. A watermelon in your bodysuit. It would just like flop over because it's so damn heavy. Ooh, and then here. And then the perspective. But when you do like, well, you don't have to do it when you do painting, but if you do like oil painting, having underpainting is really good, so you can establish your values beforehand. And I've been doing a lot of painting lately. That's what I've been doing. This looks ridiculous. Hold on, zoom out. I've been thinking about that, how value is important. Use acrylics. I also only used acrylics until I took an oil painting class, and now I have a bunch of oil paints, so I kind of have to use them. They can last a while, but they get pretty nasty if you don't take care of them. Or like the oil in the paint separates, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. Thickness is different. Let's use this. Also, it stinks. Like the paint itself. If you get like a thinner, like a paint thinner that isn't like Gamsol, that doesn't stink very much, then that's pretty nice. But if you, the paint itself still stinks. You still have to do it in a ventilated area. And thin and clean with water. You know what's so funny about that is that they actually have the holy things to keep your Christmas jolly. Merry Christmas. They have water soluble oil paint now. It's like a recent, actually it's not super recent, but it's been a thing for a hot minute, but it's not super common because, you know, people, when they think of oil paint, they don't think of like oil paint that can mix with water. But my professor was talking about it because well, for one, she's teaching an oil painting class, so she should know, but she tends to do watercolor stuff. And so it interested her that there was a water-soluble, oh my god, this looks terrible, a water-soluble oil, so she tried it out, and she was like, it like kind of is basically oil paint, except like instead of using thinner, you can use water, and you still need to use a medium, I think, if you're wanting to, like, you know, create glazes and stuff, and they have mediums specifically for water soluble. It still stinks a bit, but it's definitely not like chemically like dangerous, because, you know, the biggest thing about oil paint is that, like, it literally can like get put on fire, light on fire. Watercolor paint a potato today because potato sounds like a good study. Potato study. And you put like a little garnish on the potato, on the potato painting. Little chives or something on it. I think chives is what I'm thinking of. I don't really like potatoes. Some chives, yeah. So I did get it right. Alright, I basically just shifted the perspective on this. It's fine. Me shift this a little bit so I don't lose it all. Just because I made this really thin, that's why, right? This needs to go here. And this with maybe shading. Paint a baked potato so it's a time lapse. You'll have like you'll like draw the potato, and then like you come back every 10 minutes to like brown the top and like crisp it a little bit. And then you add smoke to it, and then you erase the smoke. That's kind of funny. It kind of feels like it would be stop motion at that point. Stop motion, but through like the time lapse of an art program, like a recording. Flammable oil paint, America's edited the chat. Is it not? Was given a command. I don't know if I should do it. Let me try to finish this body real quick. Is oil paint not flammable elsewhere, or am I just crazy and American? Did that just like expose me as American? Designing some cassette labels. That sounds fun. I had recently cleaned, maybe I think earlier this year. Speaking of like New Year stuff. Oh my god. I'd cleaned and I had found some cassette cases. I mean, they had the cassettes in them, but I think one of them was like like ocean sounds or like something of the sort, right? I think it was like for babies or like sleepy type stuff. And it had such a beautiful label. It was so beautiful, and I was like, whoa. And there were some empty cassette cases with nothing in it, and I was like, that'd be so fun if I could just make one. Then I was like, I don't have a cassette. I have a cassette player. I just don't have anything to write on the cassette. This is a tangent. Oh, that'd be so cool. Like, whoa. I feel like oil paint is flammable. Is it only American? It might. America needs to get the oil from the paint. Oh, it was an oil joke. I was so paint brained that I forgot that Americans love oil. I forgot. Does that revoke my American card then? Because I didn't think about gathering oil. Oil paint, yeah. Let's see. What was it? There was like it's like a yo mama joke that's basically that. I was like, what was it? Your mama's hair is so oily, the United States want her, kind of stuff. Something like that. Definitely butchered it, but that was the general premise. This is not what it does. Let me just fix this. Connect. Yay. Control S. Okay, I have to draw a foot. Very difficult. I had like 2 more hiccups since. Let me see the perspective again. It's kind of side-facing, sort of front. It's so early when she says the ocean BP apologizes. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, the BP thing at this point, like if you told that joke to like anyone under 20, they probably wouldn't get it. Unless they like studied a little bit of like not current events anymore, but definitely modern events. Definitely not current events. Although there's always oil spills happening. They just don't really apologize for them anymore. I think it's kind of more commonplace. Let's see, simplify this. This foot too big. It probably is. Shrink. I mean, I think it's like the collarbones. They're not collarbones. Ankle bones are too pronounced. But it's the main way I can tell where the joint is. Where the seam is, if you will. I'll just pull them back. This. Sure. Well, it was only a few years ago, like 2008. No, it really those sort of things feel like yesterday. And then you start thinking about like how far we actually are into like the year 2000. It's like, whoa. How do I do this on the opposite way? Because I was thinking, I don't remember what I was. Okay, I think I was with a homie. And we were on a group chat, not group chat, what's called a group call, and we were like getting nostalgic about stuff. And then we were like, oh, let's see if like anyone uploaded footage, like local footage to YouTube. Like YouTube's search function is really, really shitty these days, especially for like finding videos that are like from a certain time, like what certain year before or after a certain year. But even when I was like looking with like the advanced search, and I was like, oh, this video was like 13 years ago. Like maybe it was around then. And then I was like, 13 years ago? Hold on, what are we in? 2024 minus 13. 2011. I was like, what do you mean what do you mean 2011 was 13 years ago? What the fuck? And it was always like, I feel like it was sooner, but sometimes it feels like it was later. And it was just like, clearly there's something wrong with our sense of time. 1976 to 2000 is to 2004 to 2000. That's insane. But it's not that insane when you think about it, how some people, like, I think if you're born in like 80 something, you're like in your 40s, or you're about to enter your 40s, I think. It's just weird. I think like the more things you start comparing, like side by side in terms of time, like you start to get lost. Maybe like spiritually. Like spiritually lost. Like time suddenly feels like, oh, it's almost like it's not real. Time is real, but the way that we like define it is like made just for us. It's the funkier the more you experience. Oh yeah, for sure. It's like when you like talk to a kid, or like let's say you put like a kid in timeout or something, and you're like, he had a 5-minute timeout, and they're like, please don't put me in timeout, please. And then they're like, nope, 5 minutes, stay in the corner, or go sit on the bench. And they're like, please don't put me in timeout. But it's like fucking 5 minutes. Like, bitch, go sit in the corner for 5 minutes. Like, it's literally nothing. You'll blink and it's gone. Count to 65 times, and then it's literally over. You still have like maybe 10 minutes of recess left. Anyway, I say that from experience. Because I remember distinctly, I think I was like in kindergarten, and I was like a little bit mean to someone. I say as a kindergartner, I was like a little bit mean to someone, and the teacher was like, okay, you have to go sit like 5 minutes for recess. There's like a 15-minute recess, and you have to sit for 5 minutes. And I was like, dude, I was like, no, I was like, I'll be good. And I was like, no, go sit. And I sat, and I cried, and I was like, dude, this sucks, right? Learned the consequences of my actions or whatever. But then, like, thinking about it now as a grown-ass adult, it's like 5 minutes is literally nothing. Although, if I think about it in terms of like enjoyment, where it's like, okay, I got a 15-minute recess, and I get 5 minutes taken out, and I only have 10-minute recess, because now to me 10 minutes is nothing, right? 10-minute recess is literally I blink and like playtime's over. So I kind of still understand why, like, how old are you in kindergarten? Like 4 or 5 or something? I still understand why I was like hella upset, but my reasoning for why I think 5 minutes is a long time is completely different as to why I thought 5 minutes was a long time back then. Like, for me, it's because I think 15 minutes is super short. But back then, it was because I thought 5 minutes was super long, kind of thing. Attention being like it took forever, especially if you saw the other kids play. They're having fun. Yeah, it really does. You don't even have to be having fun if you just understand like how the day is split up into stuff. Like, if when you start like time blocking things, suddenly you realize how little time you have, or alternatively, how much more time. It's all about perspective, really, and what you do with it. But when you're a kid, like, anything's really long. Everything. Control S. Detention is really weird. I remember getting like detention in like middle school like once or twice because I was late by like a fucking minute, and they're like, well, go sit your ass for like most of lunch in a room like reading. And I was like, I mean, okay, seems like a fucking waste of time. I was late like 2 minutes, and I don't have a record on me either. Like, I'm not serially late. And then they're like, yeah, but just go sit there for like 15 minutes. I should remember how long lunch was in middle school or high school. Well, I had it in high school. The high school one was like even weirder because it was like detention for being late, but it was in like one of the offices. And the people the people like observing slash like what's the proper word for it? Basically like chaperoning the detention were like fellow high schoolers, and I think some of these kids were probably a year younger than me too. So I was like maybe like 17. Monitors, yeah, maybe monitoring is proper word. I was like 17, like having to basically clock into my detention and have like a 15-year-old be like, yeah, go sit over there. And it was like literally just sitting in the lobby of the office. And I was, what the fuck? Like, this is useless. I was late for like a couple minutes, and like this is it. But I could like technically just leave. You know, it's like, but I mean, I was good. I sat there. But it was because it was only for a little bit. But because it's such a little bit, it feels like a waste of time and like kind of like useless. Supervising, yeah. Monitoring, supervising, those are definitely better words for it. I guess it's because I didn't really do anything. Like, I don't know. I would just like, I would be like, I would tell my friends like, BRB, I have detention for like 10 minutes. And they were like, okay. I came back at the end of lunch. I think it might have been sometimes it was like entire lunch. I don't remember how bad it was. I wasn't late that often. I think I only did like twice. But it was like, they started making like the detentions longer, I think, to try to discourage it, but it didn't really work. It's just sitting there. But I think the reason they made them longer is because the kids who were more prone to getting detentions found it as a bigger hindrance to their lives. Like the kids who would only get it once in a while, like found it annoying because it was like a waste of time in a weird way. Actually, it was really funny. I remember distinctly getting into one of those detentions in high school. And like, I don't remember what the adult was, like what their role was, but she knew me from somewhere. And she saw me just sitting there in the lobby, like serving my detention. And she was like, what are you doing here? I was like, I'm in detention. Like, what? I was like, yeah, I was late. And she's like, what? Like, even she was like fucking flabbergasted that I was there. And I was like, yeah, man. It just had me doing this. Like little things like that. It was like out of character for me to be in there. How many little dots of this? Not too many. Very strange. I assume it's all the still the same in schools. Erase. Too big. Too big. Too small. Too small. There you go. Beep. Control S. See how much I can do. I might not do the background today. Or it's not on stream because I have some chores to do before we head out for the Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. Christmas Steve. Thus. I feel like to this day I don't really know how to draw hair proper. I get cooking soon. What's for dinner? What's for din din? What will you be having on this holy night? As they say. Oops. Oh no, I don't want to erase off of it. I baked my cookies yesterday, so I didn't have to do it today. French toast and sausage, yummy! That's delicious. I haven't had a French toast in a while. Like the last time I had it was I tried to make it and I was like, yeah, this is French toast. But it wasn't like, the way I made it wasn't like good enough to like justify me making it ever again. So I just like never made it again. It was kind of like a messy process anyway of like dunking the toast. I was like, I don't think this is worth my time. I could just like have a waffle. Actually, I don't like waffles very much. I like Eggo my Eggo waffles. That's what I mean when I say I would eat waffles for breakfast. It was Insta waffles. Get loaves to cut your own slices. Wow. I want to learn how to make bread. In the sense that I want the bread making machine to do all the work for me. Cause I like baking and stuff, but I don't have like a stand mixer or anything like that. So any sort of like folding dough or creaming sugar, I have to do by hand, which is kind of like a pain in the butt. It's fine sometimes because I kind of like baking when I'm like in a certain mindset where it like doesn't feel like work, but sometimes it feels like work. From scratch. I feel like that's why the bread making machines are probably really good for that. Isn't it that you just like put the water and the flour and like the yeast and stuff in the machine and you leave it overnight? and then you wake up to like nice bread in the morning. Also, bread's not that good, not good for you to eat too much of it. I probably would encourage eating a lot of it. But you could get like fancy with it, like cinnamon in it or something. I don't even have this shoulder. There you go. Actually, it's not at all how it looks like. And the shoulder will go like this. It's so good though. It is. It's so bad for you if you have too much. And then if you bake too much, you get baker's lung. Because the flour gets in your lung. Your singular lung. Just the one. Erase this. Zoom out. Wow, gorgeous. Amazing. Spectacular. Zoom in again and finish up with. Wait, there it is. I was like, why is it missing? Even better. Let me do that last bit of hair, and then maybe I'll do the eyes, and then I'll call it a day. White French bread for tonight's toast. Gotta get your custard mixed up. Ooh, custard. I feel like custard is very hit or miss for me. Especially, I guess it's probably not always custard, but like when you get like a donut from like a grocery store, definitely not like actually even from donut shops though. I feel like whatever custard type thing that they use, like filling, tastes so flavorless. It's probably just the grocery store one. Unless you do like a local donut shop that like makes their own. But it tastes so like flavorless and like at the same time too sugary to make it taste good. So these days I've been partaking in donuts that are not filled. The jelly like that they put in like Bismarck's is good, but only sometimes. Because it feels like it's too artificial of a jam. Buns? Whoa. I'm getting hungry. There's pasta being made in my house. And it smells so good. And then when I go to the family gathering, it's like, don't eat too much. It's like, no, but it smells so good. It definitely tastes good too, but I feel like the smell tends to be more enticing than the actual taste. That might be true for most foods. Use it for dipping, you don't care if it's on its own. I see. Guess that makes sense. For most foods. Yes. No, tangent. Sugar in your French toast since it's easier, just add syrup or powdered sugar. Yeah. Powdered sugar is nice because it's like just enough. Just enough. And syrup is already like super sugary. Definitely don't need added sugars when you have syrup. Well, syrup's the added sugar. That's real strange. I don't know if I need this to be super outwards. Erase. It's always this like second hair of hers that mixes me up. I feel like to this day I don't really know how to draw hair. like long wispy hair. Because in my art style it's like the lines are too defined. The hair is pretty like not solid. I feel like I always overdo it. It looks fine. I think I managed it this time. Okay, let me try the little ear slit, I guess. Oops. Sure. Let me do the eyes, and then I'll call it. Ring, ring, ring. Calling. And then let me switch this thicker brush. Eyelid. Lash. Which is plural. Like this. Zoom out. That. I need to move over this way. Next eye. Here, here. Do this real quick. This. Just squeeze this a bit. I feel like I'm missing some cute factor of it. We'll see after I add the other stuff. It's always the second eyebrow that messes me up. Always. So this one's too high up, but I always have overlapping this thing. That pisses me off. This. That's too far. Closer. Because this one's too high up. I don't want to put too low. Four. And then the mouth. And the nose. I don't think that nose is accurate anymore, so let me just do the mouth first. Lip. Little round lip. There you go. And the nose. We'll zoom out. I want the eyes to be a little bit more smiley. Which one? Thank you. It's too smiley now. I think the eyes aren't tall enough. Oh, I know why, because this eye shape's different. When you compare it. Like not tall. And the other one round, so we'll make it tall. And then I think also, let me just erase this. Oops, wrong thing, wrong thing. That. It actually looks less smiley. Just increase the smile. Oops. You know what? Because this eye looks kind of big. Rotate it. That's too low. There's too much space here. Maybe. Try moving these back. Oh. Now her eyes are like less moe because they're smaller. A little bigger. Because here the eyes are really round. And kind. The kind eyes. Just to here. Also the lack of eyelashes I think make it look kind of kinder. So this, I think this eye in general. Because round equals kind. I'm cold. I'm cold. Meh. Then the eyebrows are giving happy Genki instead of kind. Lengthening them a little bit. Oops. Here. Oops. It's a little bit better. Angry. Kind. No. Zero upwards this way. Wow. Speaking of back in time, did I do that already? I might have. Alright, let me edit the ear maybe? And this one line away, and then I'll call it. Ring ring. Oh, here. A little bit stronger. And then, actually I don't like these eyes at all. I like the roundness, I think.
You want pizza there? Who you gonna call when games are there? Who you gonna call when there's an animatronic bear? Come down to Freddy Fazbear Pizza Fred Bear.
Yes? Maybe not. No, wait, that was it. Almost like a round with like a little flare. Okay, and then let me do some line thickness adjustments. Make it narrow. These thinner, and then this is up here. Alright. Thinner. Redrawing time. Merry Christmas! I'll be heading out too. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you guys have a good din-dins and good breakfasts. And a delicious sweet dreams. Alright. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. Bye-bye. I don't think this model has a wave. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. Merry Christmas.